Welcome back to Tuesdays with Puddnhead, everybody. I have a confession to make with this game. We had mic problems with this game. So this is Puddnhead playing Zot. Puddnhead is playing the upper left-hand corner Paladin, and Zot is playing the Straywood Beastmaster in the lower right. And as you can see, there's a talking head on this video, but the talking head isn't actually saying anything, and that was the original problem with this video. So I am just going to go through it and point out some things during the game, and then we'll probably get done way faster than the game is actually finished, and I'll let you guys see the rousing finish of Paladin death. Yes, I die in this game. I die rather wholeheartedly, and I will try and point out why as we move forward here. So, I'm going to move forward a little bit. I cast Aaron and Regrowth first thing, and I notice that Zot casts Ring of Beasts and Philella. So, the book that I'm playing in this game is supposed to be centered around Knights and the Knight's Courage enchantment. The Knight's Courage enchantment is the one that gives +2 melee and +1 pierce against the highest level creature. And I thought I'd set this book up to be able to deal with the highest level creature quickly and keep dealing with the highest level creature. But then I ran into Philella being the highest level creature in this game. So we had some issues getting her some damage. And it ended up killing me because I was focused on killing Philella instead of killing the things that were threats. So I'm going to fast forward here a little bit. Later on here, I have Cassiel casting Glancing Blow and all that sort of good stuff on my mage and my creatures. Aaron is fully healed up at this point. We are facing off against the Straywood Scout and Enchanted Isambila and a snake. And at this point, Zot is a little worried about whether or not he's going to be able to take out these big dudes. And, you know, normally I would say, yeah, that's a problem. But I was so fixated on getting the bonus for Knight's Courage by killing Philella that I pretty much didn't kill any of these other creatures, which were the actual threats. Now, I was constantly worried because Philella was on the field of getting Poisoned Blood or Agony or Marked for Death or something, because she can cast all enchantments, not just nature ones. So I was also trying to avoid any serious negative repercussions from letting a spawn point, well, familiar, stay alive. But it just cost me too many actions and too many resources to kill Philella here. And I do eventually kill Philella, but my Paladin is pretty much dead at that point. And that's not where you want to be. So I was using Temple to Dawnbreaker as well to try and get rerolls on things attacking me and get rerolls on my my counter strikes with Eligor and my oh no, it's defensive. Dawnbreaker's defensive only. So yeah, it was to try and keep my creatures alive and my Paladin alive a little bit longer. So that was the plan. I am going to try and do this book again in the future and know that getting fixated on Knight's Courage is not a good idea. So we're just going to fast forward a little bit here. We have a Pet's Falcon, a snake that does ouchy things to me, and Straywood Scout making everybody's hits harder. Now, up in the upper right, I have challenged Isambila, and that, I think, was my main mistake. I was hoping to make it so that she gave me Valor, and I could re-roll her challenge against her challenge re-roll against me. And then we could kill her eventually. But I wanted to kill Philella first, because as soon as Philella was dead, then Isambila was the strongest creature, and I'd get bonuses to killing her. But I probably should have just killed Isambila, and that will become evident very quickly here. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I have moved Eligor down here in the bottom to try and attack Philella. I believe next turn I try and prep knockdown, and I'm going to go in there and try and knock down Philella, and he ends up moving her, so I can't, which, you know, at that point I should have just backed off and protected my Paladin from the stuff that was coming towards him. But I think I was going to move and Ballista and then knock down so that I can get a trio of shots off on Philella the next turn. So knockdown was kind of the plan this turn, but I was okay with melee attacking as well. We do have an elusive weasel as well to deal with, and that's always irritating. And we'll just let this play for a little bit. There's going to be no sound, unfortunately, but I'm planning for Cassiel here, and I believe it's Divine Reversal. And Divine Reversal is on all of my guys, so I don't want to go attack the snake because I'm going to Divine Reversal one die. And that was another mistake I made, of getting Divine Reversal on everybody and then not really wanting to attack the low dice creatures. So mistakes were made. Mistakes were indeed made. I believe Isambila has a Badger Frenzy and a Joined Strength on her right now. And Philella is going to cast an Arcane Ward this turn. And eventually that's going to come and bite me because I was unable to deal with Isambila when I needed to because she had the Arcane Ward on. So props to Zot for a great play there. And I made a wrong choice. I was going to Chant of Rage the Falcon, but I ended up trying to Chant of Rage Isambila. And obviously I hit the Arcane Ward. So we are just waiting for Zot to finish planning here. Done with upkeep, done with planning. Talk, talk, talk. Alright, I think he's finally done with planning now. And we're going to see his first move is going to be to move Philella, I think. No to place for anybody. First quick cast. I don't remember if he quick casts anything. I know I don't. Because I want to quick cast the knockdown and then hit with Eligor. And creature actions. I think he comes in with the... Nope, yeah, he moves Philella first thing. Which is exactly what I didn't want him to do. So, yeah, as you can see, pouty face there. I think I move Aaron to get in the way of Isambila for getting to my Hand of Bimshalah. Maybe I use my Paladin first. Or maybe I use Cassiel first so she doesn't get hit by the Falcon. Yeah, that's probably it. And we keep moving. I believe Isambila is the last to move this round. Falcon, I think, goes next. Look at that, our Straywood scout goes next. Straywood scout moves away from Eligor so he doesn't die. Smart move. He has 5 creatures to my 3 creatures, and I'm still passing because that's what you want to do. If you don't have to get something done right away, you want to wait until your opponent has as few actions as possible to counter what you're doing. So always, always, always pass if you can afford to pass. Looking at cards, waiting for moves to happen. I was looking at Consecrated Ground there. It was a great counter to all of these dodgy creatures with low hit points. Tracky runs in here. He's going to attack the Paladin, probably. Now, at this point, I might have wanted to hit Taraki with a knockdown and then just smack him up with Aaron, because that would have gotten a creature off the field and I won't have to worry about Philella. I think I was worried that I only had 1 knockdown and I didn't have a whole lot that could deal with flying creatures. Look, I've got a Messenger of Bimshala and a Metatron in there. Is that what that card is? I think so. So I could have dealt with them eventually, but, and you know, Ballista and Luminous Blast and stuff, they can all hit flying. Pillar of Righteous Flame. So there were definitely options at this point, and I got so focused on killing Philella, like I said before, that I chose not to do the right thing. I chose to do the wrong thing because I wanted to kill Philella so bad. This is where I go up and guard with Aaron. If I had just chosen to attack Taraki, he attacks the Hand of Imshala, and I believe he gets no damage or 1 damage or something negligible like that. Generating dice rolls. Yeah, no damage. Which, to be fair, it has 2 armor against 4 dice. It should have taken 2 damage. And figuring out what to do at this point is frustrating because I have Divine Reversal on Eligor and I don't want to use it on a snake. So I run into the Beastmaster's zone and do nothing. So I have hit nothing with my creatures, and that is the biggest problem that I have right now, is that I've actually hit nothing. So yeah, big mistakes there. If I'm going to have 2 large creatures, I need to be hitting things with them. I mean, yes, Tareki has a big dodge capability, but sometimes it doesn't work. So he's going to attack Eligor with the snake, and I believe the Counter-Strike one-shots him because he fails the dodge roll. And it's totally wasted. Shouldn't have paid the mana for it, honestly. And he gets a counter-strike automatically, so he's going to roll 5 dice in response. And since it doesn't auto, since counter-strike is broken, he rolls a defense and fails the defense. And then all I need is 3 damage on 5 dice. So that ends up happening. So at the end of this round, Beastmaster goes and attacks Eligor for 3 damage. And I think what I should have done here is if I really wanted to kill Philella, I should have could have cast Knockdown on Philella right now because she'd moved already. And then next turn I could hit her with all the things before. Now that doesn't work. I think I chose not to do that because he has the Wand of Healing out, and he could have just removed the slam token by paying the removal cost. So because he had the Wand of Healing, I couldn't knock down Philella and then hit her during the upkeep, during the first attack next round. I had to do it all in one shot. And at this point, he's saying that he doesn't want to take a ballista shot, he doesn't want to take a counter-strike from Aaron, and he doesn't want to go to where Eligor is. So he ends up running Isambila into the Paladin zone, which is a really good move, because now she's in a position to not get hit by the ballista and to do maximum damage to the Paladin. And this is where I should have been like, oh crap, I need to turn this around and deal with Isambila right now, or I'm going to just take too much damage. And that ends up not happening. So we go through the planning phase. I get Surging Waved in the first quick cast, which is to be expected. I don't think I was expecting it, which is another play mistake. So I have a Luminous Blast, I believe, prepped to try and kill Isambila. And if I had an Akiro's Favor on right now, I could totally ignore the roll, or redo the day's roll if I needed to. And I think Zod forgot to plan a spell. So I let him, because I'm a nice guy. And it's not a tournament anyway. And I think this is where I just decide to follow through with the plan, which is another bad move. What I should have done, there's so many things I should have done differently. I could move in with Aaron and guard so that my Paladin and my Ballista don't take damage. I could move in, I could act with my Paladin so I'm not slammed anymore. I could go on guard and then Luminous Blast Isambila. There's so many things I could have done, and I think I ended up casting Knockdown and attacking Philella and killing her. But I think I need to use the Ballista for it. We reveal Knight's Courage so that we get +5 on the dice. I think I remember killing her with this hit. But by doing this, I've left my Paladin completely open to anything that Trachian is and the Falcon and Isambila want to do on my turn. Alright, so no, I don't. So I have to use the ballista on her instead of on the falcon, which is what I wanted to do. And we get 4 damage and 4 damage, which is enough to kill her. And now Isabella is the strongest creature, which is great, except Eligor is out of position, and Zot steps up and casts Tanglevine on Aaron, and that really messes me up. So, props to Zot for another good play. And then I believe he ends up, he might mark the Paladin at this point, or he might Tanglevine Aaron first. Yeah, no, he attacks with Isabella. And this is where I start taking some serious damage. Badger Frenzy, joint strength, so 5 dice and 4 dice. I have no armor on anyway. Yeah, I'll make him reroll the 7 crit damage. And get a much more reasonable 5 damage, of which I can block 1. If I don't remember if I use the brace yourself this turn or not. And he rerolls the 1 die. And I block 1 of the damage. So to only take 3. And then it's got another attack. Looks like the other attack does 4 damage to me because Isabella. And at this point, moving down with Aaron is not going to solve any problems because Teraki is elusive. And if the Falcon wants to come and hit me, then oh well. I think I make the dodge or the daze roll. Only get 2 damage through. 1 of it goes to the Beastmaster, and 1 of it goes to Isabella. Oh, no, I got 4 damage through because I get to reroll. And not having a weapon on at this point is pretty bad. Other ways to not play the Paladin. There's so many ways to not play the Paladin right here. So, hopefully people are learning from this. I don't mind losing as long as I'm learning something. The main thing I learned was the tunnel vision problem this time around. And this is where he Tanglevines Aaron, because my Paladin has already moved. And then I'm like, well, now I can't do what I need to do. And things start to go downhill from here. I think I try and attack, Isabella with Cassiel, then I get attacked by the Falcon. And we're in all kinds of trouble at this point. because I've taken 16 damage so far, and I've killed one familiar, and I have an Aaron that's stuck, and an Allegor that's out of position, and a Paladin that is defenseless, and things are looking real bad. And at this point, I think this is the point at which I prep Chant of Rage. And I'm going to use it on the Falcon, is the original plan. But I was going to make Isambila go attack Allegor. Yeah, I was going to make the Falcon go attack Allegor. So that I get a little bit of damage off of me, and then I get some regrowth on myself. But then I foolishly decide to enchant Isambila with Chant of Rage, and the Arcane Ward messes that up completely. So and he boulders me for not very much damage, which, you know, that's too bad. Bad boulders happen. I believe his creatures make up for the bad boulder this time around, though. I think this is the last round and I'm dead. So I was originally going to put this on the Falcon so that I could get a big counter strike, and then I thought to myself, well, if I can put it on Isambila, then I get my Knight's Courage bonus against her, and I can get like a 7 dice counter strike. But then Arcane Ward happens, and I'm like, very sad. Very, very, very sad. And I also should have prepped a heal this turn, because I forgot the first rule of Holy Mages: when you heal when you're at half health, not when you're almost dead. Because when you're almost dead is not the right time to be healing. You need to be keeping that momentum going, and not having to last ditch effort everything. I think I made him reroll. Yeah, took 5 total damage from Isambila. Isambila doing the work this game. Regrowth is too late. I needed to prep a heal. I really did. And I could have cast it with Cassiel too, and still gotten a hit in or something. And I think my thought process here is that I want to get out of the ballista zone and into the zone with Aaron, so that I can use him to attack things. Give myself an armor, because I figured it'll be more useful than a healing at this point, since I'm probably going to take at least 3 attacks. I could have guarded with Cassiel. That would have been a reasonable thing to do. Especially I think she had a Divine Reversal or Glancing Blow on herself. And a guard would have saved me from either the Beastmaster or the Falcon. So that would have been a good plan. Just making a bunch of poor choices here. I have to get Eligor closer, but I mean, he can do that at the end of the round without too much trouble. Maybe I wanted to make sure that I got a hit in with him this round before the Beastmaster moved. It might have been worth it, but really what I needed to do was prep better and not have tunnel vision this game and be prepared for that sort of thing. I mean, I could have easily just chosen to teleport Aaron out and use him this round because I was that close to death. I probably didn't realize how close to death I was. Wow. He does 6 damage to me. And now I need to leave so that the Falcon doesn't get an extra die. And if this had been a Divine Reversal or an actual heal spell, which I had plenty of mana for, I might have been in this game long enough to recover, but it might have just been over as well. Falcon comes in. Believe this is the Falcon that wins the game. Yep, 7 crit damage on the Falcon at the end, and that is game over. So well played to Zot. We learned a lot of stuff about what not to do this game, and I will do a lot better next time I play. I hadn't played Holy Mage in forever, which is not an excuse, but it definitely showed that I was rusty. Very rusty, and I'd like to give this another shot. I think it has potential. The issue being I might need to put a few more positional spells in so that I can make sure that the strongest creature is where I need it to be, and that I can make sure my creatures can get out of Tanglevines. If I had pre-galvanized myself, that slam wouldn't have been so bad, and I might have been able to kill Isambila that turn. But anyway, thanks for watching Tuesdays with Puddnhead. Sorry it wasn't a normal game, and sorry it was a late upload this week. I will do better for next week. And thank you all for watching. Goodbye.